What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Get on My Level. It looks like we're on episode 8, trudging along a little bit. We've got some news, a couple kind of interesting things to go over. Before we hop into all that, let's say what's up to the guys. What's up, life?
What's happening?
Use the use, man. What is going on, Android?
Howdy, y'all.
All right. That about explains the day right there. That does it.
That
So,
tells you where we're at.
we've got a couple little things to go over. The other day, me and Andrew kind of discussed one. I kind of want to touch on it. He think he has more. I still hadn't had a chance to check out the video, but I do know just a wee little bit about it. I think he has the most info on it. We'll check that out here in a second. Um, Other than that, there's two other little topics I wanted to get on before, because I know when we get into that one, we might have a small, rabbit hole moment in that. So I was looking, still not a ton of stuff out there. There, so we've talked previously about how we want more PS exclusives, I guess, right, on the PC.
Yep. I mean,
There,
not exclusives. We want the shit that was. I just want the shit that was exclusive to PS4. Really.
well, yeah, I mean, they're
I,
slowly trickling things in. Like we got a what's that? Horizon Zero Horizon or something like that. It was an exclusive. It's pretty cool. They've dropped a couple more. They've talked about basically um having more Sony games that will be ported to PC. Really
man,
is what they're. Um, they released some that are out there, some that we already knew of, but they're saying that Bloodborne, for anybody that knows what that game is, isn't going to be one of them right now, which is kind of sad, but not unexpected, I guess.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I thought it kind of funny. We've talked about it a couple times, and then a couple weeks later, they're like, "Hey,
I mean,
PS4 stuff."
we, we might have listeners. B. You know what I mean?
Bruh,
At the highest of the high, we might have them.
I'm telling you, what is it? The NSA, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm glad y'all tune in. Get off your hidden shit so I get the views, you bastards. Uh, but I know you're not really familiar with,
Get off the hidden shit and get on our level.
bruh.
Thanks.
So some of the
Hip
games
hop.
that they talked about, as my phone goes bananas. Um, let's see. Which ones where'd they go? I had it highlighted here and they ran away. It says, on the other hand, it's nice to know that Sony is eyeing up bringing multiple PlayStation exclusive games to PC. Um, One of them's Days Gone, Predator Hunting Grounds, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the few that I actually wanted to play. And I might cop it. My old roommate had it. It was one of those kind of God of War style action RPG type games. So it's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, just the simple fact that they're starting to trickle some games our way is nice. Granted, some of these are pretty old, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you know what game I've been looking at, and the only reason I'm looking at it is because the PC version, it looks like it might be the most fire game ever.
And that would be
Fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, bruh. There is a clip
yeah.
of the mud in Red Dead Redemption that makes this shit look so real. It was floating around, bruh. The clip of the mud, basically, it's an older guy getting drugged through the mud,
Uh huh.
but like the way the mud is just sloshing around and his body print is sliding through it, and it holds true on PC. I was like, bro, I'm gonna get it, especially since it's currently discounted. Gotta have it in the library,
Red
Fair enough.
Dead Redemption 2 is so fucking good, dude.
and
So
and it's
good.
a great game. So yeah, you don't
Yeah.
lose there either.
Yeah. That's always a plus. Um, but yeah, there's some things out there that are looking that are porting over slower. Um, for whatever reasons, exclusive rights, blah blah, all that good bullshit. I just thought it was kind of interesting. The only other real kind of small topic I had, I had two others, but well, one of them Andrew's, was the game that is from Warhammer or in the Warhammer verse somehow.
Mhm.
It's called Dark Tides. Um, it was I can't remember the other one. They had another one, but it was more of a fantasy um Warhammer game. So it's basically a 4-player co-op survival type shit. You fight hordes of shit.
Yeah.
I'd heard about it. I think I'd recommended us fucking with it. Anyways, the newest one that was going to come out later this year, I want to say they had slated it for like October, November, just got pushed back until next year. The reason I bring it up is more of a how how does like information like that, does it worry you? Is it something that we just need to just continue to get used to? Maybe like starting next year we'll get on a better cycle of games, or do you think this is going to be like a cop out for them to buy more time for the foreseeable future? Blah.
I think it's gonna be their cop out for the foreseeable future.
There's a part of me that thought about it. They
Like,
one of the reasons they stated was like they had issues due to COVID, blah blah blah. And it's like, all right, well, I kind of see that, but like we had already um you'd already given us a date, but they said that they were, what was it exactly? They said they was the holdup. They said there were small issues and some other thing that they were going to work on. What exactly did it say? It said they expecting to deliver the best game possibly can. Frankly, when we're trying to do that, building a game during a pandemic challenge, we're not immune to this. Uh, so they're talking about they're going to use the time to work on level of quality, as well as invest more systems to support Dark Tide. So basically, what they're saying is we're going to make it to where we can continue making money off this game later down the road. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. Like it's like, so they're talking about like making the game quote unquote better, right? But also making it to where they can support it better in the future. All I hear is money, money, money.
look, at some point, as gamers, we got to grow up and stop believing that these people want a better game. They've built a platform. Look at it as a platform, and they are trying to figure out ways to make that platform sell merchandise and everything else. So now we have unlock boxes, loot crates, drop items,
Mm-hmm.
game passes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's all designed to, I mean, lighten your pockets. That's kind of what it is. The games have become
I
selling tools.
agree, and it's such horseshit.
The game is just a selling tool. Like, I mean, I could look at Rocket League. I could look at Call of Duty.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What's the incentive? I mean, shit. Even Grand Theft Auto, for all the everything that's happened in Grand Theft Auto, from the hacking to everything, there's still culture that loves that game,
Yeah.
and it's viable as long as they're able to make money from it. And I mean, shit. Can you be mad at a company for only wanting to support games that make money?
You
Really?
know, we have ourselves to be mad at in that sense because we give them no reason to treat it otherwise. We buy into it. They set it up to make money off of us because it works. People buy it.
Or
It's
or
stupid. I don't like it.
when a developer backs out, the people back out. I mean, we've seen examples of that where shit it doesn't look like it can make money, so why develop for it?
I mean, we've also seen the flip side. They well, with certain companies, with certain companies, put it that
Yeah.
big asterisks EA, trying and
Yeah.
making a flop of a game and then just giving up. I don't disagree with you at all. That's why I was pretty upset because it was a game I was going to suggest us looking into. So
Yeah.
there's a part of me that's upset because the other one was very fantasy. Like you had swords, bows and arrows and shit. This one
Yeah.
has a lot of that, but it's bringing guns into it. So it's going to be
What
interesting.
game?
Dark Tide.
Oh,
So
it's still
yeah,
the same one. Okay.
yeah.
I thought we were talking about a different game now. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. So I was kind of annoyed, I guess is the best way to put
Yeah.
that. Because for me, like I'm personally annoyed, right? Because it's one of those like, you better bring this game better drop and be like hot fire and then some, or it's like you're wasting my time, really. Like, because they didn't really highlight what the holdup was. It's just one of those, it was a pandemic, blah blah. Like, yeah, there's
They
still
basically gonna hit you with the, you know how the world is now.
yeah,
Like that's basically what they hitting you with. Like
yeah,
the world is fucked up, so we need more time. But
yeah.
in reality, I'm like, damn man, we've been kind of living regular like for a little while now. When does shit start to turn a little more normal, like pricing wise?
Mm-hmm,
Like
mm-hmm.
when does supply get built back up? Like I know we're
Uh,
behind on shit.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, and I know there's demand,
Mm-hmm.
but at some point we got to catch up.
Yeah, well, the biggest issue is like, yeah, a lot of it's like, companies want a nickel and diamond, like highest profit margin, blah blah blah. So they're always like keeping their stock, quote unquote, stock as minimalistic, I guess would be the best, right? They don't
Yeah,
have as much stock to cover, like they're like, oh, we may not sell a ton, so let's just get the minimum of said stock and then we'll reorder, blah blah blah, when we need to, which is pretty common, right? Um, and but when you do that, that's like the optimistic way of looking at the world, right? Like, we sell like 30 of these a month, but we're only going to get 20, and we'll just order some more early if we need to. And it's like, well, when shit goes downhill, because they're not going to continue. Well, like, games are a little bit different, right? But with the
yeah,
rest of the shit, like, they're not, production will only continue as long as the demand in the market is it. So like, if people aren't placing a shit ton of orders, it backs up. Um, where I work, um, it's still affecting it. But again,
yeah.
these are um, how do you say? It's appliances, it's furniture. Like, people have to physically make these, right? No, there's a lot of automated, blah blah blah. But at the same time, like, somebody at the end of the day still has to go make them, and like, ah, fridges. There for a hot minute, like, TVs were hard to come by. Like, what the fuck? Like, since when, right? Like, I guess this is
Yeah.
like fucked up a lot of shit, a lot more than we kind of give it credit for in some degree.
Oh no, no, no. It's fucked up a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong. There's a chip shortage across all product.
Yeah, but I
But
think I think what it's also like, I think a lot of it, human error plays a big role in a lot of it. So, like, I don't know how much you notice, like, the slow of goods whenever they had that bullshit that happened in like the lower East Coast or whatever, the East Coast, where they had like the
yeah,
gas shortage or whatever. Like, that seemed to have like really fucked up a lot of places that weren't directly connected, right?
yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, like, how does that even like, how is that allowed to even happen? Number one, right? Like, what the fuck? But you see like the ripple effect, and like, we didn't really feel much from it, but there was noticeable issues that arose from it. Um,
Well,
but
feel it.
as
I'm,
for like the game industry, like why it's so fucked for some reason, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because like, until you're publishing the game, right? What's the holdup?
right.
Is Dave and Frank not wanting to Zoom call you or something? Like, what? Or, like, what that's the thing that we don't ever hear. Like, what's the issue? Like, people not trying to show back up to work because of said concerns. Like, I can't
I
get
mean,
mad at him, right? I can't. If Dave feels
no,
unsafe, I can't be like, oh, fuck you, Dave. It's like, well, find
but
somebody.
no. If you're any reputable company, you shouldn't have to be in office to create.
Again, I don't disagree with that either. So I'm like,
I mean,
what's the problem? Is it like people working from home, not facilitating
I
their inner
think
deal?
part of it is at the beginning of the pandemic, there was like probably a drop in staffing in some cases, like just depending on what specific company you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I think it probably, I think in a lot of cases, because I've looked into a little bit about crunch culture in the gaming industry and how like uh, some of the developing end of it can be really, really unhealthy for the people that are at work just because they have to work even when they're at home to meet the uh, consumer demand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, I've
they
heard about
have
that.
release dates and whatnot. So I think with the pandemic that it probably amplified that a little bit, and I'm sure there are a bunch of people that like quit and shit. So I'm sure that some of these companies are probably understaffed to some degree. You know what I mean?
True.
Like in all honesty,
Give
in
or
terms
take.
of like uh, gaming development companies, you know, some of the smaller budget ones anyway, maybe.
I mean, like I said, and I don't disagree with that entirely, but at the same time, like within the industry, um, there's always been heavy turnaround due to that simple fact, right? Like I'm not saying that these companies
Right.
are reputable, upstanding places to work. I've heard more horror stories that I could shake a stick at. How true they are, I don't know, right? Because you don't know if it's just some cranky motherfucker that's just mad. You don't, I can't take everybody's word for it. Because if you heard me talk about my job, you'd think it's probably the worst place to work, and it might just be exclusive to my
Well,
Right.
store.
And it definitely does depend on the company in question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Um,
Like just case by case.
but at the same time, like I know, like especially on the, I don't know about the programming, quote unquote programming, but I know a lot of the other areas. There's such high demand for that talent, and like there's a big pool of people to select from, and there's a lot of people that are steady left the fuck out. So it's like, how can you not find people to do said job, right?
Right. Well, I
Especially
think
especially with the
part of it
pandemic,
is
like
that
with
people in question don't want to do said job in the midst of a pandemic because they're like mental health or whatever on top of crunch times or whatever. So I think maybe some of these companies are trying to give time to people so that they don't leave. You know what I mean?
that's
Like, I
possible.
don't
it's
know.
possible.
It's possible anyway. And I'm not saying that's definitely the case. It
Oh
just
no, yeah.
it feels like there's something going on
Yeah,
like that. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
There's something that we're not getting told. That's again,
Exactly.
it's within the inner workings, you know.
On the
Um,
inside, exactly.
but yeah, it's interesting nonetheless. Like I said, I was just I've heard about it on other games, like way less popular games. Um, so it might be just an effect on like mostly smaller companies because a lot of the bigger titles like they've slowed down, but if anything, they're just gonna they'll find somebody to do it, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter if Dave doesn't want to come to work today, because if you're fucking EA, there's somebody that wants to work for you because you're fucking EA, and that's it. Regardless of how the um, consumer world views you, you're one of the biggest brands, right? So just having that on a fucking resume in and of itself, like I worked for EA for blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of
Es-
situations.
Especially if you get to work on a project that's new and launching and has success.
Yeah.
Like the
So
biggest of the big. But go ahead.
yeah, like it's one of those. I don't really fucking know, man. Like yeah, you bring back, kind of bring it back to what you were talking about. Like I don't know what really is the issue. Like I know there was a lot of things before the pandemic that had slowed like quote unquote like hardware production down. Right, like I
Yeah.
can I can attest for those type of things, right? Like I could see why there's issues there because it's not all on developers, right? That's more of a, like a
Right.
publishing having the stuff, blah 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 blah. We had a lot of stuff going on before the pandemic that was hurting a lot of that in the first place. Like, but it wasn't it. It basically took stuff that should have took like 2 weeks to have happen, maybe like 4 to 6 weeks now, right? Because they had all the sanctions, blah blah stuff. I don't really want to get into other bullshit, going on in their own countries, and then it's like, oh hey, pandemic right after. You know, like after all this already started happening.
Meow.
Yeah, it's like, shit.
Yeah, so then they have to add regulations on top of that.
Yeah, so it went from
Place regulation.
Yeah, it went from just like, oh, we're behind to, oh shit, we're behind. And it's like, so from the hardware standpoint, like I said, I can see like the PlayStation, the Xbox, the chip shortage for cards and everything else. I can see that because it's like, okay, there was a lot of shit in place beforehand. As for like just being able to develop a game, that's just manpower, right? Like that's manpower. So
that's what I would think.
Yeah, what's really holding it up? Like, is it? I mean, granted, like a lot of these companies do use like expos and other shit to push their games because like I think a lot of people sleep on the esports side of things and shit. Like this helps these games grow, right? Um, not being able to have events that people show up to and they're getting a cut and being able to promote more things. It really does. It's a great marketing tool, right? So it's like, is their budget shrinking up? So they're like, the company can't afford to buy Frank, Dave, and Karen all a fucking computer for home that can do this shit. Because granted, you have to have a nice computer to do all this shit, right? So there's certain things that I can understand, but it's like you're not giving us anything besides like the good old PR speech, right? Like this is your good old PR speech, like. Yep. I see through it, I woke up and I watch politics and like I know bullshit when I see it. You know what I mean? So and this is some like not even good, bullshit like you're trying to feed me here. So you know what I mean? So it's I don't know. It's interesting. I just wanted to get y'all's take on it. And also talk about it because like I was gonna bring it up at some point because this one podcast I listen to, like they talk about all the time, and then I went and watched the trailers and shit for it, and I'm like, dude, this shit looks kind of hella lit because it's like a Left 4 Dead style.
Yeah.
But it's not zombies. It's like monsters and other crazy shit. And like if you know anything about the 4K universe, like you're talking about some nightmare shit. So it just sounds cool. I was like, oh, that could be kind of fun, But now it looks like we have to wait until 2021. So there's that.
Yeah. I mean, but they could always release it and it'd be just as bad as fucking what's that one call it?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm fearing, right? Is that they're pushing back the game and supposedly trying to make the best game they can and come out being a fucking turd. Like
that's always the mystery of the game, so you just never know. So
true story.
It could look fire on paper, bruh.
Mm-hmm. That's what hurts your soul as a gamer.
Man, bruh, it's the worst. Cause there was plenty of times, bruh, where you build the hype up in your mind as a kid. Back when you had to go look through the magazines to find your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do all the read-ups. Motherfucking gamers, the gamer score would be like motherfucking 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And you get that hoe and it'd be dog shit. And you just be filled with disappointment like, bruh, that's a high 50. I ain't gonna see one of those again for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months sometimes.
What was that one game that looked fucking hella fire and we didn't get it because like everything was hyping the shit out of it, but like the people reviews is what turned us off. It's like a beta. It was like Brink or some shit. You remember? It's like super colorized, looked crazy. It looked like Overwatch before Overwatch. It was like I want to say it was on the 360.
It was a shooter, right?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. It was a Red Faction game, bruh.
Yeah, it looked hella nice, and then it was doo-doo.
Bruh, it was super nice. But after you play it for like 10, 15 minutes, you like, all right, what else do this shit do? Like, it just got to a point very quickly in the game that it was just like, all right, that shit is no longer fun. Like, give me something else to do. Give me a game mode. Give me something. And when you looked at it, so it became man, hold up. We're going to wait on this one. Because it's solely based on, and that was the other part. The game just wasn't fun when there was nobody else on.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't anybody else playing seriously, competitively, it just was dead. So he was like, bro, we're going to wait.
since we're talking about doo-doo games, I wasn't gonna bring it up because I have no real interest in it. It's just I've lost the taste for it. The Division is releasing a free-to-play version. How do we feel about this?
They are fucking desperate to get
they
players.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
they are.
You are not
That
at all
game
wrong.
is cheeks, bruh. That game was so bad, bruh.
Mhm. And it
Such
had
a fucking frustrating game.
so much promise, and they just utterly just screwed the pooch on that one, bro. That one, another one that hurts my feelings. Yeah, that's why I wasn't gonna bring it up because I was just like, fuck that fucking game. But
I remember how fire that game started out being. You go to the dark zones and you play PvP.
mhm.
And well, it was PvE because there was the NPCs too.
I think they said that they're taking like the dark zone out of it, out of the new one, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
trash.
So I don't know how that's all gonna work. Anyways, yeah, just yeah. So everybody knows like we don't just pick on certain games. Like we've bought some of these. I think me and Life were fucking super hyped for the first division.
Bruh. It
we-
even started out pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
okay, they gonna fix these little things here. Do this, and then they
Right.
nerfed everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, that game looked like the fucking Heat before it came out.
Bruh. So basically what they would do is they would keep the guns how they were, and then at the end of the season nerf everything. So you're forced to start over because none of your guns are sufficient for your level anymore. Like, bro, what the fuck is this dumb shit?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that shit got old really quickly.
Yeah.
But that's my gripe.
Yeah, like I said, the only reason I wanted to bring it up is so people didn't think like we were just ragging on this or that other. Like we've played games that you know have had all the hype. We played games that had none hype, and you know we were like, oh, this game's kind of fucking fire. Like you know we've played a plethora, big word for the day, kids, plethora of games. From some of the hyped titles to some of the not so hyped titles, like you know
Yeah.
Life said, like whenever Rocket League was first, we first started playing it, like nobody talked about it. It was probably like a year old. The competitive scene had barely got going into something relatively worth watching. And we love the fuck out this game. Like love the fuck out of it.
Yeah, buddy.
So if the game is good, the game is good. If the game is trash, sorry, buddy, the game is trash.
Bruh, I am so motherfucking close to being GC, bruh.
I've
So
gotten pretty close.
motherfucking close.
I got close to being 3, and then I think I was 2 games away and I lost 2, and I was like, yep, we're stopping now before you drop more. We're just gonna take a break. And I haven't really played it since. Just been doing other stuff, you know.
Me, Bib, and Wolf been playing and shit.
Yeah, I've been playing some League of Legends.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't played that for like almost a month. Like I might have played a game or two here and there, but you know what I mean? Like I ain't played it. Got back into that, been having a little fun with that, getting some other shit, and then trying out Madden here and there. But yeah, I might hop on this. I'm on vacation this week, so there will be a lot more streaming and shit. So I'll have a lot of time to play. Yes, sir. You know, probably play League 'cause the kids are here, so you know, the usual. But anyways, before we get in that rabbit hole, like I said, I wanted to talk about the shit that Android put in the chat. A little talk about that because it is interesting.
Ooh.
So I'll let Android kind of lead the way on this one because, like I said, I've heard about it. I've looked a little into it, not much. We talked about it for a little bit on the phone. What do you got, Android? What do you think? How do you feel about what you've told me? It sounds interesting. What do you think?
Okay, so first of all, for the viewers, we're talking about Valve's Steam Deck, not to be confused with their Steam Dick. But it's basically like a little handheld PC. Like they themselves call it a handheld gaming PC. watched one video about it. I read an article so that I could get like some notes, I guess, but over the like system specs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it has its own little Linux based operating system, I think is what they said, and it comes with the Steam client, like a built-in Steam client that which you can have the option to just fucking erase off of there.
Yeah.
Because it's just a tiny PC. You can set it up and plug up a monitor to it and use it like it's a little tower. Like it's crazy. It's a crazy little thing, like in the demonstration.
They released,
But
right? Because I think I seen somewhere where it said they were already all bought up and being resold.
I have no clue, honestly, when they're supposed to be out. I could look that up here in just a second, but there are 3 different versions of them, and with 3 different varying degrees of prices. There's a 64 gig, a 256 gig, and a 512 gigabyte. 399 for the 64, 529 for the 256, and 649 for the 512. So
Okay.
if I wouldn't be surprised if like they slapped up a pre-order and they got fucking bought up way quick.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, don't look half bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible for like a little pre-built system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like especially for one that's supposed to be handheld and works like a fucking PC.
Oh yeah,
know?
it's definitely going to be the most powerful handheld machine that there is. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, granted, it's
Yeah.
so for the people that understand, like, it's not like a full fledged fucking flagship goddamn gaming PC, but you can run some good shit on it.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can run some shit on
Yeah.
this thing. It's pretty nice.
In the demonstration, they were playing some good shit on it. You know what I mean? It was running decently smoothly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It'll you're not gonna get on there and be running no fucking like
GTA
I don't
GTA
know.
5 maxed out? Yeah, no.
Yeah, whatever, you know, fucking Skyrim with 1,000 fucking 52 mods on it, probably, but whatever, you know, it'll suit its purpose, especially since it's fucking handheld.
Yeah.
You know, like you can take it with you. What the fuck?
Yeah, no longer the days where you just run like the simple phone games and be like, oh, this is all I can do. Like, now you got a machine in your pocket.
Right.
That's pretty cool. I'm curious, like, are they gonna do like things that where you can help with the memory, right? Because that's my only like area of
Yeah,
worry.
yeah, it has expandable memory through
Okay.
micro SD.
Okay.
I think is what it said. If you plan to upgrade the storage, you'll likely want to spend a bit more cash on a faster micro SD card for quicker loading times.
Yeah, makes sense.
We're not sure how expansion storage will work on the device just yet, but some micro SD cards are going to feel extremely slow next to the super fast SSD. All of that comes from the PCGamer.com article that I pulled off of Google.
Yeah.
That shit is gonna be sweet, bro.
Yeah.
That looks
But
pretty
again,
nice.
it's gonna depend on how good the library is and how quickly they develop games.
Yeah. I mean, from what I mean, I guess it looks like you can access most regular PC shit on it.
Yeah, from my understanding, you can just access the Steam library.
But I would still want
Like
shit
that's just to
curated
my understanding.
for my system. What is optimized for my system?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I mean it's interesting. Like I don't know how it's gonna go, but like it's pretty crazy that we're to that point though. You know,
Yeah.
when you have a fucking computer in your pocket, basically. Not like how old people like to say a phone's a computer in your pocket.
Yep. Yes, they do. That's what us old people do.
Mm-hmm. It do be like that sometimes.
Damn, somebody just cracked the shit out of a beer.
No, one of the kids in the background opening a Coke.
Dang, your Coke comes in a fresh refillable case or something?
Not quite. But no,
kidding.
it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little thing. I don't know. Like I kind of want it to do well, but like I don't know.
You don't want it to fuck up the current ecosystem and meta of how Steam is. Because
Well,
could you imagine if that took off and it was cheap and quick to develop games for people on there?
yeah, but for me, that's not really just that. It's like more of what am I looking for? It
I want to
fucks
say
up
you're
the,
looking for the word. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
like the ecosystem as far as it comes to just like computers in general, where like people are gonna try to start doing the whole micro thing again, really heavy.
Yeah, microtransactions.
Well, not the like micro PC shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do remember that. I
where
mean,
everybody
we're
wanted
still
mini
kind of
this, mini
hearing
that.
that, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's but it's more of a niche, like right, like if it stays at like niche caliber, then whatever, like cool,
yeah.
do you boo boo. But if it's like you're trying to, push like this fucking micro this or micro that on everything, it's like because in some cases, like I'm very wary of that shit. Because like the moment you start compressing all that hardware, like it gets kind of hairy really fast.
Make it small and as easy to break as possible.
That is another huge concern.
That's how you do it. Make it small and as easy to break as possible. Keep the consumer coming back. Only I can work on your shit. Break it up, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, think about it. Like, we don't talk about the dependable brands that we used to, right? We talk about like just the cool shit. And you think about a lot of the cool shit's rather fucking breakable.
Bruh, always and forever.
Like, you think about Nokia and like some of the original Motorola phones and shit.
Shit, think about everything Apple.
Yeah.
And
Oh
Google
yeah,
and
that's
below.
on fucking purpose. That's intentional as fuck.
Yeah.
Steve,
That's
is your phone
intentional
nice?
as fuck.
But yeah, like I was talking to it with my about my like old phone stuff with my girl, and like it's like I had one of the Motorola flip phones, like one of the very first ones. Dude, I threw that bitch across the living room like it was a football, bro, because I was pissed off. Hit the wall and everything, back shot off, and like I thought I seen the screen like flippity flop, Bro, I went over, put the battery back in that motherfucker, turned right the fuck back off.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Yeah,
not a
bro.
motherfucking problem.
I do that shit to my phone now.
Create a problem and sell a solution.
Mhm.
Create a problem and sell a solution.
Which like I I don't get that to a degree. Like from a business standpoint, like it makes perfect sense to a degree, right?
yeah. From a
But-
business standpoint, it makes perfect sense.
But what
From
I
a
don't
fucking
get,
sociopathic standpoint, it makes perfect sense.
but what I don't get is like, if you could keep the same, like if people these days buy shit for features, right? Just make the motherfucking like a tank, and like I know my fucking phone's good for fucking 80 years, right? But like I buy the new one because it can, fly a fucking Harrier jet if I wanted to, right? Like instead of like, oh, it's improved durability. Bitch, why wasn't that? Why? No, the fuck it ain't. Like I literally a lot of the times will look at some of the phones and like,
Yeah.
if it doesn't say like this or that or like what was it? One of the Samsungs, there for a minute was like it had the glass that was like damn near bulletproof, right? Like you could
Yep.
run over with it, but it was like some custom version, right? And like it was limited fucking shit. I'm like, why don't they just make more of those? I'd buy it.
Oh, the fucking Galaxy 8 Sport or some shit like
Yeah.
that,
It's
where
like-
it had the fucking like military grade fucking armor on it.
Yeah.
You
I was
know
like,
what I mean?
make that bitch. Everybody's like, oh, it looks stupid. It's like, bitch, you can say it looks stupid, but my phone won't break tomorrow whenever I
Your
fuck.
fucking weave looks stupid, you dumb bitch.
Like, I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, I never drop my phone. I'm like, lie to somebody fucking else. Like, I take really good care of my phones, right? For the most part.
I don't know anybody who doesn't drop their phone.
I'll be at work and I'll set my phone in my lap, right? To get out of the vehicle and like grab some other things. And I'll forget I put my phone in my lap, right? Because like I couldn't slip it in my pocket, sitting down because it's all weird, whatever. Blah, blah. Forget the bitches on my lap. It's taking a 6-foot fall to the ground, motherfucker.
Damn, that's the fucking worst feeling. Because you don't know that shit is happening until it's motherfucking
too late.
Until it's suspended in the air, and you almost can see the motherfucker, but you can't quite tell where it's going.
Yup. So like, it's one of those things. Give me a motherfucking like, I don't give a fuck. Maybe pay extra $100 if I don't have to worry about this motherfucker cracking the screen. Fucking whatever. If it's durable as all fucking hell, I'll buy it.
Bro, I've learned that it is totally brand based because I got a Nokia right now. I got a Nokia smartphone, and this motherfucker is pretty fucking durable. The screen is so fucking durable that if I lay it face down on a flat surface, it just starts sliding. You know what I mean? Like, literally. Like, fucking Nokia still makes badass phones. The internal hardware on it is cheap as shit because I bought a cheap one. But I could fucking run this thing over with a truck probably and it'd be fine. Like, I'm confident. It's fucking so durable.
Well, like, for the real, and like, this isn't just, I'm not just digging at iPhone users on this one, but they are like a huge proponent of like people that will try to sell me on some bullshit. And I'm like, but your phone gonna break. And they're like, but you don't have FaceTime on your Galaxy. I'm like, yeah, but neither will you tomorrow when you drop your phone and the fucking thing shatters, like, and you're cutting your finger open to FaceTime. Kiss my ass. Don't get me wrong. Samsung's not super more durable. I've had less issues. Like, I've dropped this phone. Of course, I'm smart and I buy a case for mine because, I'm a sane individual. Buy a case for your phone, dumbasses. Anyways, I have a case for my phone. The only reason it has a crack on the screen, and this is my fault because I was not paying attention. I had it in my pocket and I was undoing a washer and dryer, right? So underneath the washers, they've got the styrofoam, right? Specifically like Samsung, LG, the higher end brands. They come in like styrofoam base with a styrofoam top, and then it's basically got like the plastic bands that go on it to keep it on it, blah blah blah, whatever. So underneath it, it's got a piece of plastic that goes up into the drum and holds the drum, right? It's not super tall, just enough to where the drum cannot move during transportation, right? So you're supposed to have more than one person doing this, FYI. So when I'm pulling the washer off of that piece of styrofoam, like, I basically pick up one corner, set it on the top of the piece of styrofoam, like, because it's a little higher, of course. Set it on top of there and then go to rock the other side up and over. Well, when I do, I might have been a little agitated. So what I do, I come up and over and the drum comes completely free. So the piece of styrofoam just slips out, you know what I mean? Like flat. So the whole washer rocks and slams into my leg. I don't really feel much on my leg because my phone took the hit. So, yes, any phone for the most part that's not like military grade glass will crack. If it was an iPhone, this motherfucker wouldn't be usable. I have a couple cracks on the side. Mind you, this is a Galaxy 10 Plus, so it's partially on the beveled edge. So it's not horrible. But yeah, sell me a phone that I don't have to worry about that as much, right? Because I know that's like, a lot of detractors, right? Like, people be like, oh, well, this, that, and other. Like, there's Samsung people that are the same. Like I said, it's not just iPhones, but like, it's easier to point them out because some of the shit that comes out of their mouth, the Valley girls, say the dumbest shit sometimes, and they're the ones that that will try to tell you like, oh well, you can't FaceTime, like there's not other apps that do the exact same thing.
But it can't do this.
Yeah, but
then I can't FaceTime.
Because like there's a lot of people like that live in my area, right? Like you do hard work, right? Like your shit, nothing you have is safe, right? Like these are the people that have to buy like rubber rings, the smart ones. We're not gonna go into how many not smart ones there are out there, right? Like your shit gets fucked up if you have something like they come home dirty, nasty, fucked up. So you want a strong phone. Most of these people are buying some of the older phones. Like I remember it was like he was talking about like the Sport for the S8 or even the S5. It had like the ultra durable version. Yeah.
Yep.
And they have these still to this
they had
day.
Active versions, yeah.
Yeah, and like their phones get fucking beat up, and like you can see the scuffs and shit on like their cases and all this other stuff to where they just got the just dog shit beat out of them. And their phones.
I got a couple of friends in the military who they have specific phones, like personal phones that are tougher than their. They'll have an iPhone or something else, but they definitely keep something for whenever they got to be out in the field, like their backup phone.
Yeah.
Be that tough built. I could drop this bitch 1 billion times. It could go in the water. It's whatever the ugliest best version of that phone is on the market. That's what them boys be getting.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because it's necessary.
Well,
you ain't gonna always be able to have the prettiest shit.
Do you think that type of mindset and culture is part of the reason we have the issues with some of the games we have?
Oh, definitely.
It's like we're willing to accept certain things at the expense of other things.
So we always compromise, but
yeah. Well, it's kind of
the difference now to me is we're allowing the same thinking to be passed across every platform and every device. So
yeah,
when somebody says I like Call of Duty, every game maker says I need a Call of Duty type game. And what do we do as consumers? We play them all like dummies. And then we're just pigeonholed into playing like one or two specific types of games because we basically told these companies, hey, you make this, I'll spend my money here. And trying to get them to budge and take risks.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked us. Like,
true.
And that's kind of where we're at. And that's kind of what it looks like society is doing for everything from music to fucking everything. It's kind of like a Mr. Me Too motherfucking movement. Damn, that sounded horrible because there is a Me Too movement, but a Mr. Me Too movement is a little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. No,
it's basically monkey see, monkey do. Damn, that's a racist statement too. God damn, I'm trying to. What's a good? I can't think of a good one. Shit, I'm high, y'all.
I think we get your drift, and if people get offended by that, stop being a softie because you're part of the problem. Kiss my ass. No, that is the issue though, for real. A lot of people. Well, it's kind of like how we talked about. Like everybody has an opinion these days. Everybody has a voice these days. Not always a good thing, right?
Yeah.
You have a bunch of people that kind of clamor together, and it's like, oh, we all share the same common voice, blah blah. And it's like, fuck, nigga, thanks, you fucked up a good thing. So just kind of segue off of that onto why like that annoys me, and why people don't understand. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong, but sometimes some people should not be allowed to speak. Like, I'm sorry. There's times when you should probably shut me the fuck up, and I'll be the first motherfucker to tell you that.
Bruh, I be trying to, bruh.
It'd be like this.
Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. The people that feel the need to get on social media and have an opinion about every single fucking thing are the same people that really, really need validation about what they believe because they're not sure themselves. They've just been told what to believe. So they have to tell everybody else. It's like when a kid repeats the same thing over and over to you to make sure that you said something, and you're just standing there like, okay, kid, I heard you. And you just don't say anything and you let them say it like 4 or 5 times before you're like, okay, fuck. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Again.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and that's part of it, right? Like, I don't. It's hard to say without sounding like a complete fucking asshole, right? So like a good case for this, right? Is I don't think it's what they did was wrong per se. I do think how they went about it was kind of wrong, but it was probably one of their best moves. Again, I'm not happy about it because as somebody that isn't a part of it,
Yeah.
the reason why the NCAA stuff happened with the video games, right? Like they attacked the gaming industry as one of the biggest places where their likenesses and so on and so were used. And it's like, yeah, but the NCAA doesn't make a shit ton of money off the games, right? Like I get
Shit.
your
No. Yes, they did. They
well,
made a shit ton of money
they made it,
from licensing the games
yeah,
or
they made a good
licensing the play. Well, damn, licensing the school colors and attire is what they made money from.
yeah,
That's technically where they got the money from.
yeah,
The
like
team likeness.
yeah, and like that's what I'm getting at. Like it wasn't like the people that made the complaint. This is what upset me. The people that made the complaint, I've never heard of in my life. I don't know who they are. One was a basketball player I'd never heard of, and another one's a football player that I've never heard of. Like if Reggie Bush came out and said something, I could see that. You know, he
Oh, hold on, no. I can't let you do that.
Hmm.
What was it? I want to say it was Ed O'Bannon, right?
Something like that. I think.
He was a pretty legendary basketball player, bro.
I'll
Well,
have you
I don't
know that is elitist and classist, and everybody is
again,
entitled to
he just
voice. I'm just being a
and
dick.
I'm just gonna tell you, he just wasn't like he was dope in college, not dope in the NBA. That's why you don't really know him.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair enough. But again,
But
like he okay.
go ahead.
Who else though? Like I get it. One guy that had he had a complaint. I'll give you that. Like I'll give you him because it's like okay, if he's known for his college play and that was it, yeah, he's got every reason to bitch. I'll give him that and then some, right? Cool. Like if that was the extent of your career, like I can't hate on you for being upset. And I'm not saying he's bitter or nothing of that nature, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying like I get why you're upset. Like yeah, you know they profited off that to a certain degree. I got you, fam. Like you were good. You know what I mean? But that's just it. Like okay, he's the one because the football dude, I if he played for Northwestern.
I don't know. I know the basketball player. I can't remember the football.
Yeah,
player.
he played for
But
Northwestern. That's all I know. Or no,
this is my thing.
did he play for Northwestern? He played for some fucking school that was, yeah.
It was a necessary thing to have happen, bro.
I
I hate to say it, because when you look at the bigger picture, what they was fighting for, them kids been getting fucked for a long time, and it's still
Again.
happening.
well, yes and no.
And they
did finally pass that. You did see that, right?
Yeah, that kids can get paid for their likeness.
Yeah. Which, like I said, like I said, I'm not against the idea of what they were doing. I don't necessarily like some of the avenues they went. Because like at the end of the day, it's like it didn't seem to have resolved much in the initial, right? Like, okay, you got the sports games taken away from us. You won nothing until how long ago was that? That's been like 5 years now, right? 5, 6? Something like that.
It's been longer than that. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. But it's been a while.
They've held a couple L's and caused us to hold some as well. And like I said, I'm not necessarily disgruntled about that, but it's like what caused this most recent change? It wasn't like an outcry of people being like, I want NCAA football back. We've been saying that since the fucking game was canceled. We didn't have anything to do with the NCAA's ruling. So what caused them to break?
There's a bunch of public perception.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of, there's a bunch of shit that factored into it, but
yeah,
it started to look bad for them. Like
it did. I'm not gonna get it.
It really started to look like if they didn't budge or give up some of what people were asking for, because now there's enough public support for it.
Yeah.
That they could buck the whole fucking system and people would just say fuck the system.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I don't know what caused it. I know some of the things that went into it. It's like it became a bigger thing over the past couple of years because, like I said, I've heard about it more and more. And these are not things I pay a whole lot of attention to because it's not that I don't care, but I don't care.
Oh, and no, I can tell you the direct lead of it, bro. Podcast.
That too, yeah. Well,
So
not only
no,
that, but like I've heard like, well, yeah, podcasts. I guess like a lot of like former pros or like
yeah,
major known people,
you hear
they
a
have a
lot more
platform. Yeah,
pros and talk about it. You hear a lot of more sports figures talk about their college experience
yeah,
and the shit show that it really was for some players.
yeah. And then, like I said, that I can understand and I'm perfectly fine with. But like I said, when you start letting certain people have voice, it's like sometimes it might be a slight detriment. Because like I remember when that all happened, like a lot of people didn't view it as um how would you say anything relevant, right? And I think
Okay.
that's what kind of sucks for everybody involved, right? Like so for us, we lost a game, right? For no reason, right? We lost a game, and then the players just like like I'm pretty sure homeboy that did it, I think he's came out and said that the basketball player, like I said, I can't remember his name, but I remember him talking because the other dude, I know for a fact got death threats because people were pissed. Like they literally told him he was a fucking nobody and to get over it. Which I chuckled at. I shouldn't have, but I chuckled at it because that's some shit I would do. Because yeah, we petty motherfuckers.
But that's to me that's the funniest part about that whole fight. That whole fight was motherfuckers saying, y'all shut y'all motherfucking asses up. Y'all get a free ride to school. And in exchange for playing football when other people got to pay for it. That it's a fucked up because you're like, damn, money. I work to get to this point.
Yeah, and like
There's
I said,
money here available for me, but you're gonna pigeonhole me into
oh shit,
I can only get what they give me, and I can't go out and get a regular job. I'm at the mercy of whatever the school wants at that
yeah.
point.
And like I said, and like I don't like I said, I've never disagreed. Like I've always thought it was stupid myself, right? Like how that whole system works.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think that's what like upset me the most is like a lot of people didn't see it that way, right? And like it's like fuck, like now we're all fucking in this boat of bullshit together, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
damn it. Um, and I think
How that
that's
shit go though.
yeah, and I think that's one of the things that annoyed me the most because it was another one of those times where like too many people on the net shouldn't have had a voice when they did, right? Again, I wasn't happy with how it started, and I wasn't happy with how it went for the longest time, right? Because it really was. It's like, all right, y'all started a shit show that got us nowhere except more shit, and then you've got a bunch of dumbasses, out there be like, oh, they should be grateful that they basically have air in the lungs type of shit, and it's like, well, yes and no, like you know what I mean, like yes and no.
Yeah. I mean, what it really is, you get the motherfuckers who say the wildest shit, and it really get everybody to question it. Like, wait, why is it like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why can't they make money off their own likeness? And then once you get all the other athletes really starting to talk openly and publicly about all the shit that they got for free in school, and man, it really started to peel back the layers of everything that was going on behind the scenes that people knew was happening but was ignoring,
Yeah,
like all
nobody
the
talk about.
fucking shoe deals, all the promises of pushing players to
Mm-hmm.
specific companies,
Well,
all that shit.
you remember what was the big kerfuffle with Reggie Bush? Like, what did he get? Like,
Oh, he took money.
well, he took money, but what did the school promise him when he finally came out and was like, oh yeah, but these motherfuckers were telling me I was this, that, and other type of shit. Like,
I think it was even more money. It was like $500,000. It was a bunch of shit, bruh.
yeah, the coaches were promising all types of dumb shit, and it's like, so
Yeah,
as long as the
they were
NCAA,
hiding his agents, like
yeah,
all of that shit.
as long as the NCAA don't find out, it's cool. But once the NCAA finds out, you're fucked. It's like, wait, what? It's like, but you basically bribed a guy to come play for you. How does that?
Yeah,
Like I said, I'm not against how, honestly, they should have been. You should be able to be like, hi, my name's fucking, David, and I play for fucking Ohio State, and I'm a badass, and buy Nikes, and if people know who you are, and buy Nikes because you're David, and get paid for it, bro. Like, what the fuck, like, you know,
that's the whole
yeah.
thing.
So
That was part. I mean, like that's part of the whole struggle, though.
yeah,
So,
yeah. There's a lot of shit that's it's
but it definitely fucking sucked because it screwed us, the gamer, because shit, we were no longer getting a product that was
Mhm.
probably one of EA's best football products,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Oh, their college basketball game was pretty fire too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's
Being,
not a football
yeah,
product.
this is true. This is true.
But yeah, nah, I'm happy to see it coming back. I can't fucking wait for that.
Yeah, me either. Do you think they'll do a basketball game since they're doing football? Since they finally have it, because if I'm not mistaken,
More than
it was
likely.
it was the
Well,
basketball one that went through first, and then the football player came out. Because I remember NCAA basketball quit before, and they
this
like
is where it's gonna be interesting, right? So now that players can get paid, how there's no player union, there's no nothing. So like, how would EA even work that out? They would have to work out a contract
um
either with the complete group or individually.
if I'm not mistaken, it's so it's under the NCAA, right? And like I guess they dictate what the players get from said deal or some shit like that. Um, because
Well,
I
no, I think per NCAA rules, the the um the school cannot negotiate a player's. They can't negotiate money for players.
yeah, I can't remember what it was. 'Cause I remember NCAA had a deal with somebody. Like they had a couple small deals with like
Yeah.
some type of
No,
brand
they had
shit.
brand deals. They
Yeah,
had brand deals with this with EA for
yeah,
using like NCAA.
yeah. Well, it wasn't just that, but like it was like I want to say players union because it's on the top of my head, but it was something similar to it. But it was like a college player
Yeah,
association
there's
thing or
probably
something.
something. Yeah.
Because for them to even do the like the suits and stuff, they all joined together and like did something like that. I remember that. Um,
Yeah, but that could have just been independently creating a class action lawsuit under XYZ lawyers. But if there's not one, I'm pretty sure somebody will create one
yeah,
on behalf of the players. Hopefully, the shit ain't crooked.
bro, what are you talking? It's gonna be crooked as fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, you always gotta hope that shit ain't gonna be like super crooked.
You know, I give you that. You gotta hope, but on that, I
Yeah,
wouldn't hold my breath.
gotta keep hope alive, my brother. Keep hope alive.
I've been told that is not my strong suit.
Damn.
I'm just a realist.
Fucking double F in the chat.
Man.
No,
Super fail.
it's all interesting. Like I'll be super stoked when and if it comes out. I'm still in the if because until I see something like maybe
Yeah.
they're just tickling my balls and I'm not about that life right now. So NCA, make the game, release it, stop being bitch asses. Yeah, that was a nice little rabbit hole. And be like
I
that.
downloaded 2K21.
Hey, you played it?
Damn it, man.
I
I'm
played
happy
a little bit of it, and I fucking sucked so much dick.
Oh.
I eat dick at that game, but I didn't play the tutorial.
You gotta know your crossover moves.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you can do the crossover moves as well.
That part too.
No shit. It's fun though. It's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I haven't played it in a while. I think I might have uninstalled it because it was taking up so much memory. I don't remember. Fucking, that's the shitty part about sports games. They fucking eat up a ton
Yeah,
of
it
memory.
is fucking huge. Huge
Oh,
for
shit.
no
Let me see
fucking
if I can-
reason.
We gonna have to get you said you do got your kids, right, Dragon?
Yeah,
Get a little couple of games of Rocket League in with Sean maybe.
yeah, maybe. If he's not scarred.
Right. Last time he was mysteriously streaming. Since when, motherfucker?
Yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of that stuff is interesting. Oh shit! Wow. So Andrea, have you been playing anything else besides the 2K?
I am currently replaying Kingdom Hearts 3 on critical mode, and I have also been playing fucking COD, Cold War,
Fair enough.
on the fucking zombies mode, though, because that's my shit. But that's about it, really,
Hell
on
yeah.
my end.
I'm not gonna even ask Life what he's been playing because I know what he's been playing.
Bruh, playing with my goddamn thumbs. I've been playing whatever I can play on my fucking phone, bruh. Stupid ass motherboard from Tough. The X570 Asus Tough.
Not so tough.
Stupid ass DRAM,
Oh,
right?
shit.
Stupid ass DRAM error, bruh.
So is that a
I
common error?
cannot fucking. It seems to be a common error that
Ooh.
I can't seem to find a fucking solution to.
So you're just gonna have to get a whole new motherboard?
That's what I'm thinking.
That sucks.
So, yeah, that's exactly how I'm feeling too. Like, bruh. I mean, technically, I think my motherboard is still under warranty. I'll probably send this bitch in or something.
Mm-hmm.
But, bruh, I don't want I don't want another one of these.
Yeah.
If it's gonna just do the same shit.
No shit. No shit.
I feel
Like,
that.
this shit is the worst experience ever, bruh. Like, especially because it just happened out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't like my system was messing up. It wasn't like there was any type of warning signs. I just shut my shit down. It did a Windows update, and I came back the next morning, and the motherfucker wouldn't boot.
That's rough.
So yeah, it was just like, wait, what? It was one of those wait what moments. Like, wait, what? Like, what the fuck happened here? Like, how did it wasn't like it was a storm and a power surge killed it or something. It was just random, bruh.
Yeah.
It was like your time is now. Dina. Like, what the fuck? It gave me the gypsy curse. I don't understand it.
This
And that's no
motherfucker.
offense to gypsy people, but you know what I'm saying.
Can you say that? Can you say that?
I probably can, but I already did. So fuck it.
Too late now.
Been said, yeah.
So
I'm just being a dick. I don't give a fuck.
Nah, I know.
If you feel like spending the extra money, for EA Play Pro, I was gonna recommend this game regardless, or you can buy it outright, whatever you want to do. Check out Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I want to get it. It's basically all three Mass Effect games, remastered, not redone, remastered. So the first one will probably feel like shit because it came out in 2010 or some shit, but it's gonna look nice. So that's what matters. You're playing this fucking game for the story. It's fucking amazing. And then 2 and 3, I've heard that the gameplay runs pretty well. You know,
Yeah.
they're little later games. So, but yeah, I saw the remaster thing. I've been keeping an eye on it. I didn't know what they had done to it, so that's why I hadn't recommended it yet. But from everything I've heard so far, it's just a full remaster. It's as fun as it ever was. A lot of people that I know that have played it multiple times. And as somebody that does not do that himself, I've played 1 twice, and Mass Effect 2 I've started twice. I didn't get to finish it because it was on the 360, and by the time I got Mass Effect 2 and 3, we were starting to move on to 1. I've done 1 playthrough of 3. They're really fun. I want to go back and play them. So at some point I'm gonna pick it up, and I also want to get because my girl is into games like that, like very story based RPG shits, and I was like, this game has spoiled me for everything since. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's pretty fun. It's your standard, has classes, and each class has its little blah blah blah. Little special moves, like think kind of what you were seeing with Cyberpunk, but way better, and the story's actually good.
Yeah.
That's kind of where a lot of that started. Uh, Having choices and how they affect the gameplay is like one of the staples for that game, right? Like that was its selling point and still to this day is. Um, but yeah, definitely give it a look. I want to fuck with it. It had multiplayer, but all that's left out now, Legendary Edition, because nobody really fucks with the multiplayer shit anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good experience. Like if you want something to play, kill a little time, all that good fun shit, it's definitely worth a play. You can probably smash through the story um in a very short period of time, like 10 to 20 hours, depending on how retarded you go.
Yeah.
No offense to the people out there that have learning disabilities, but however retarded you go, it's one of those games you can get lost doing dumb shit really fast.
Yeah.
And that's part of the appeal. But you'll always go back to like the story because the things you do really do fucking matter. Like if you make the wrong choice, this part of this game is now shut the fuck off from you. So it's really nice. Like I said, I'm gonna probably pick it up sometime in the future. Just don't know when yet. Uh, but I've been seeing stuff on it here and there, and like hearing reviews from it from like YouTubers and like some of the podcasts I listen to. I'm like, damn, fucking. It's like, shut up! I'm not trying to buy this game again right now. I got other things I'm trying to play, and it's like just eating away at me. Every time I open up my EA fucking shit, it's like it's the original versions, right? That I see, but I know the Legendary Edition sitting over there, and I'm like, come on, guy, you want to play it? And I'm like, fuck you, I do. you know,
Relax, guy.
yeah, it's pretty fucking sweet. Andrew, did you ever get a chance to play it? The originals? I don't remember if you said you did or didn't. I might have slept since then.
I've played the first Mass Effect briefly. I didn't ever like finish it, but it wasn't really my jam just because of the gameplay. Like I'm not hating on the story or anything. I just couldn't. I don't know. Just not quite my cup of tea. You know what I mean? I just couldn't get into it really.
Fair enough.
I wanted to really bad.
From what now? This is from what other people tell me. Like I play games wildly different than most people do because I do dumb shit. A lot of people say it's if you pick the wrong class, it will definitely fuck up your playthrough. Like so, like they say if you play like the soldier class, it's just like it's not as fun because you don't have the tools
Titties?
to
Oh.
yeah that too you can have titties and you can have lesbian sex. Yes, I said that, and yes, you can. Um, you so certain classes have like certain abilities, right? And the soldiers is literally pretty bland and boring. Like some of them, the classes you can like move shit and throw shit around, basically like psychic power type shit, whatever you want to call it, and other stuff. Similar like I said with as you saw with broke game of the year, uh, Cyberpunk, right?
Yep.
But if you pick like a class that doesn't fit the playstyle you like, you're not gonna enjoy it. And the first game, like I said, didn't age well, so if you played it later on, I could see where it probably feel like doo doo. Supreme.
Bro, you know what game we need to spend more time on?
Which one?
Borderland.
Probably. Probably just a little bit.
I love that game. Fucking love that game.
Mayhaps.
It is pretty fun.
Wait, Joy, do you get that game?
Which one? Borderlands?
Yeah, Borderland 3.
I do not have the third one. F in the chat. I didn't buy it because I took a look at like the cast of characters and I was like, yeah, that looks fucking stupid.
You were wrong.
I don't know.
You were wrong. It's not stupid.
Feels. I just can't get behind any of the cast of characters. Maybe if they had released some like DLC ones, but I was told that they said that they weren't going to.
I don't think they have to this point.
I don't believe they're going to. I think they said they're sticking with the original 4.
Lame.
I can't even remember what my character was. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, what was their special skill? I just know I had the robot.
I remember that. Oh, I think I was the dude with the mech suit.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yep.
I was just thinking about that just now. Like I was having to do a playback in my head. And I was like, what did you do in that game? It's like, no, that was the game before. What was that game? Oh, yeah. I was the dude that you jump in my turret. Because I remember you like being like, tired motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Jump on your motherfucking back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed playing it more when it was me in live. I don't know how fun it is by myself. You know what I mean? Like I didn't
Yeah.
really take time to play it because like I said, too many other things. So it was like if he's playing
Oh
it,
yeah.
we'll fuck with
Don't
it.
get me wrong. Yeah, that's how a bunch of my like, except for Sim City, like a bunch of my games is, man. If there's other people playing, I'll jump on. I'll join in.
Hmm.
But for the most part, I'm stuck on Rocket League, bruh.
You're not lying.
That is my motherfucking jam.
Tell you, he lives and breathes that fucking game, bro.
Bruh, still so many moves I'm unable to do, bruh.
Yeah, that's a big reason why I don't play it. The depression starts setting in. It's like I've come so close so many times. Why can't I just do the thing? Do the thing, guy.
Bruh, like so close,
But so far away.
but yet so far away. I'm sorry, I was focused because I literally was in the middle of trying to do a flip reset.
Oh Jesus, you haven't. Yeah. Well, life is not useless on this game.
Nah, I'm pretty decent at catching a flip reset. I just can't do shit with it.
I
Like
mean,
I can get my flip reset, but I'm so far up under the ball most of the time that I can't get a good hit on it.
okay. I guess that's half of the issue is, you know.
Yeah. Position.
Yeah. Typical.
Typical RL player talk. Bruh, but
As the
I'm
community,
super,
like, what the fuck's he saying?
super, exactly. I'm super duper ready for motherfucking Battlefield, bruh. Like,
Yes, that
can we
was
make it happen already?
that was the last topic that I had. Did you
Oh
see
shit,
that
my
the
bad.
PC crossplay? No, just perfect
Yeah.
segue. So they're talking about making it crossplay. That's why they pushed back the beta that they were going to do until I think next month because they're trying to get the crossplay shit ready so they can beta test it because they hadn't really planned on it beforehand. And all of a sudden they're like, you know what? Yeet. And I'm like, cool.
It's gonna happen. That's gonna be fire.
Yeah. I think what might have spurred it was the whole like AI filling up rooms because they've caught some backlash on that, right?
Yeah.
And if you have crossplay, you don't have to worry about that as much because it's pulling from a larger player base. So here's hoping.
Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if it came down to like the last you're playing a game and there's 7 tickets left and they just killed 7 bots
Yeah.
and get the tickets that they need?
Well, and for people that don't know, the reason why this is an issue, not necessarily just Battlefield, but like a bigger issue. You can play COD Warzone, you can play all these other games that say they have 100 people on the map. They don't. 20 of them didn't connect, if not more, right? Like they're just not there. They don't exist. You see the amount of people that don't connect, the numbers drop really fast. So you're usually looking at a map that starts out with 80 something people that actually touch ground, and the numbers drops to the number drops to like 60 almost immediately because a bunch of people are like, oh, I'm hot dropping into this zone because I think I'm Shroud and I'm not.
Yeah, it would be dope to have one whole room where everybody just dropped at the same location.
Yeah,
that would be fucking bananas.
So with Battlefield, the reason why this is an issue is because they're 164, right?
Yeah.
That's large teams. Playing the original Battlefield, having games of just 64 players was a lot of times there were openings. And
yeah, can I be honest? Hold on, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I don't think having more players on the map is funner, bruh.
Uh,
Depends. Depends on the size of the map too. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a massive fucking map and nobody in it.
This is my and
You know what I
this
mean? Right
this is
out the
my
gate.
issue, right? I think of Meg every time I think of this.
Mhm.
I always thought Meg was gonna be this fucking amazing game because it had all these people, right?
mhm.
But the way the game was set up is the maps were so expansive that you could never really on foot specifically because one you had to if you didn't have enough vehicles on the map then obviously you couldn't fucking move around. But at that point there weren't like you were stuck running from like three positions. So really you only see a quarter of the map the whole time.
That is a small concern. I like it. Um, because some of the features that they talked about in Battlefield address that.
Yeah.
You can airdrop vehicles in at your location. Um,
Ah,
yes, so you don't have to be at specific points to get vehicles. It is on a timer or a cooldown of some sort. They didn't delve into it,
yeah.
of course, like usual, but stuff like that has been addressed. Because, like I said, I've been keeping up with this. I don't bring it up every episode because I'm sure the handful of people that listen to us are sick and tired of us hearing Battlefield, 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 Battlefield.
Bruh, it's the only thing popping right now.
True, sure. Um,
And I say that with the meaning of shit. It's the only thing really on the horizon.
yeah, nothing else is.
We could talk DLC for games and shit like that if that's what we want to do. But
Yeah, yeah. Battlefield probably is one of the bigger titles because you've got stuff like um, Madden, you know, uh, FIFA, the 2K series, like their yearly
yeah,
drops. Everybody knows what they're getting with
about time
those.
for the year. Yep,
And we can't. I mean, if you've played Madden, you've played Madden. You know,
that's
uh,
a fact.
they're changing a couple things, not a whole lot of things. So be prepared for some of the same and some small tweaks. I
Right.
haven't seen a whole lot that really jumped off the page at me. It's something like for Madden, and the other reason we're so hype on it is because we weren't big fans of Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5 because the World War II things. Battlefield 1 was pretty rough, just in general. That's what turned me off of Battlefield 5, if we're being honest. Is 1 was so not fun for me that I was like, I'm not spending, X amount of money on another game for it to suck ass, right? Like, y'all have kind of fucked this up for me and you're on timeout. And that's not like a Battlefield exclusive. That's not the only game I've done that to. I've done that to Madden. In fact, this is the first Madden I played in a while, and I have not purchased this. This is through EA Play. Um, that's where I'm at with Madden. I did it with Call of Duty. I skipped a couple Call of Duties, like hard body skipped them. You can ask Life, he can testify. Did not fucking play the
Yeah.
games. If I feel like the game developer has just went off the reservation and pissed me off, I will not play your game. Because at the end of the day, I'm not like I don't feel like I'm losing a whole lot, right? Uh, there's other shit I can play that I've been dying to play, and it's not the must buy games, but the things that you're like, that looks like it's fun, or maybe it's a single player game. Like for me, it's to be like Mass Effect, right?
Yeah.
Like, most of the time, I'm not going to play it because I'm too busy on fucking Rocket League or something fucking else. Not buying this year's Call of Duty or whatever facilitates giving me time to play fucking Mass Effect or something, as opposed to being like, oh, maybe it'll be better this year, knowing good goddamn well it's not. It's gotta be a fucking turd. So
It's gonna be the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Mhm.
We already know what it is at this point.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. So Battlefield 5 kind of got like, it caught bullets that it may not have deserved.
Battlefield 5 was alright, but nah. I just got tired of
Yeah.
that time frame.
Yeah, there were certain elements that were fun, but it was just, it really is. It's like you can't play like Call
I
Call
can't.
of Duty War. You can't do Warzone, right? Or Modern Warfare, right? Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Play that, and like a lot of the guns, a lot of the other stuff that just comes with it, like the fluidity of the guns, the weapons, how it works, and
Yeah.
then like just because you're playing fucking World War II game, like it takes you fucking 5 hours to reload your game or your gun. Like I swear, every gun in a World War II game feels like an LMG reload speed. It's stupid.
Right, bro. And it's like, how many fucking games are you gonna release in a row that are in the same god
God forsaken.
freaking,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
how many times can you put this in the same time period? You know what I mean? Before it's just the same game.
A lot. A
You
fucking lot,
know?
evidently.
Like, so
Um,
dumb.
but at the same time, like
I like
it's
Battlefield.
yeah.
Really fun still.
At the same time, like it's just like I think it was it one or five? Like I swear it took like 55 rockets to take down a tank. And granted, it does in Battlefield 4, but at the same time, like depending on what rocket you're using, it takes two, not fucking 12. And like
Yeah.
there are no choices in 5. You have one rocket launcher and it's just ass. And it's just
Yeah,
stupid.
that was one of my gripes too, because I mean, basically it made you hella dependent on your teammates, and in a lot of instances,
Your teammates are ass.
they were only considering sniping, bruh. That's it. They only wanted to play long distance sniping, and it's because the way the game is set up, the reward system is the more you use a gun, the more you unlock for the gun.
Mhm.
Well, if I want to snipe, I need to get kills. If I'm gonna get kills, I gotta play on the outskirts. I gotta play in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be up on people when you're trying to snipe.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're just ridiculous.
Well,
or
even
cheating.
then, yeah, even then, like Battlefield's not Call of Duty. Your quick
Right.
scoping doesn't work half the time.
Even though I did quick scope somebody on Battlefield 4, boy, that shit it felt amazing.
Yeah, there's times where it works, but like
Quick scoping is not what it used to be.
yeah, being able to do that reliably on Battlefield is
It's tough,
tough.
yeah.
Because it's different, right? Like not every time is a headshot going to be a one shot kill. You know, like those the hit dynamics on it sometimes are a little janky.
Yeah, I was about to say they actually factor in win and they create win changes. So where you could be shooting one way at one time and it worked, next time the bullet is slightly off. And they factor that into the game. So not every shot just because you put the fucking sight on the person's head is gonna aim true. So and they kind of factored that in and it's kind of dope.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping this one's not fucking trash. Like it doesn't look like it. Like, oh, dude, that might be
It
the most.
looks really good.
If it's ass, it'll be the most pissed off I've been in a long time. We'll just leave it at that.
The only thing that I seen on it that was kind of weird to me was them fucking storms, bro. Like
yeah, it's
a tornado in the middle of the game is weird to me. Now, if it's like I don't know. I liked when they had the dust storm in the game. That shit was fire because that changed the way you had to play the map. Like it literally changed from a map that you could clear. The visibility was clear across the whole map. Now you had to fucking be close quarter. That shit was dope. Like,
well,
if it's weather effects like that, then that's dope. But a fucking tornado that's gonna come through and just wipe shit out, like, bruh, I didn't sign up for the Sims in this game. Yeah, I didn't sign up for that shit. Remember when they had the zombies in fucking Battlefield 4 though? Yeah. When you could bring back people and make them unkillable.
Mm-hmm. No,
that shit was bananas.
I like the storm aspect, and not every map has something like that.
Yeah.
From what I understand, like the main one, the tornado, right? They didn't specify that every map had one. There was just
it looked like that. Yeah, it looked like it was dynamic in that map.
And from what I'm seeing is that it's just RNG based. Some games you'll play, never see it. Some games you'll play, and it's like, why is there a tornado at the very beginning of the game? I don't like this. Or why is there a tornado fucking when we're trying to push this? You know what I mean? So there's a part of that I like, and a part of it I don't. Right? As a player, innately, I don't like things that are not in my control. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's Battlefield. Half of what's going on isn't under my control, so I'm kind of fucking used to it,
This is
right?
true.
Like you play Battlefield long enough, you learn really quick. Nothing is what it seems. It's like I'm in a building, I'm safe. Where did the building go?
Bruh, motherfucker blow every wall off the building. Like, wait a minute, I'm outside and
Yeah.
inside
At the same time, yeah.
at the
I
same
don't.
damn time.
I don't see why they wouldn't like set it, put something in the matchmaking settings where you could turn it off.
Because right now we're not sure how the server thing works. If it's gonna be user
Well,
driven,
right.
Yeah,
if
because
it's
Fair enough.
if they want a ranking system, then they have to create lobbies that are fair for all.
Mhm.
So you can't give a host the ability to make changes to favor their play style.
And
Because
that
if a host wanted to, they could make it all SMGs.
Ah, that makes sense.
but that also alienates part of the community because there's a lot of people that would set up, certain type of matches or certain maps.
Oh man, there would be some game modes that people would have in their servers that were fun as shit, bruh.
Mhm. Because innately there's not much of a hardcore mode in Battlefield. You find enough servers
Yeah,
there is and these people would like have bots that if they said no grenades, bitch, there's no grenades, you're getting kicked.
yeah, yeah. I remember those days.
So
Or
there's pros and cons to it. Um the con is that everybody could have a server and then that really dilutes.
I mean, if they're smart, they're gonna go back to their server system because it worked for them.
Yeah.
Um, they made it pay for servers. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they'll probably go back to that, and they'll have their own additional standard servers. But man, I don't know. I might fuck around and get me a server. This shit. I mean, if
Yeah.
I could get us enough people,
Yeah.
I would get a server. That shit might be fun.
Yeah. I want I want them to do both, but I want them to have more emphasis on their servers.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I don't know.
No, cause I ain't gonna lie. Playing when we played in hardcore mode, that shit was fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's like it's not Call of Duty hardcore mode.
No,
You
there's a learning curve,
you will
but
get fucking slapped for the dumbest reasons. Like
yeah, definitely.
it's hardcore. It's Call of Duty hardcore mode, but it's way worse. Like, bro, you're getting hit with bullets that weren't meant for you and dying a lot.
Oh yeah,
What you
oh
used to
yeah,
shake off.
and vehicles are high priority to take out. You got to take out the vehicles.
Yeah, there's no letting fucking a tank stay alive for 20 minutes because that shit will just it's not playable.
Slaughter. You will get slaughtered. Do not let them choppers come around.
No, fucking hardcore with choppers is so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You hear that? It's like, ah, fuck, run.
Man, don't let a motherfucker have that bitch completely unlocked with all the tricks. Oh my god, bruh. I ain't gonna. It was some chopper pilots out there, bro. You wanted to really shoot them in real life, man. You're like, motherfuck you,
Yeah,
piece of shit.
I ain't gonna say I'm one of them, but I could be an annoying some bitch when I get in a chopper. Like
No, you weren't one.
I was better. I was better in the transport chopper than I was the attack ones. The bit like the Hueys and shit. I was way better at flying
Yeah.
those and dropping y'all in where y'all needed to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nah, but them that attack chopper man was the truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
So people that haven't played the game, like it has multiple variants. So you'd have like the attack choppers are like Apaches or something of that vein, right? And then you had the smaller Blackbirds. They got miniguns on them. Shit. Some people were great with those. I was horrible with that shit. But the big ones were like the Hueys that had the man guns on the side. Like I didn't have weapons in the Huey. I'm just flying this bitch and like you could ask Life. This fucking it does the audible sound for when you're getting locked on. That shit'll never turn off when I'm in the air. Like these
That's a
motherfuckers are
fact.
perma-lasing me, and they're like, "We're gonna die." I'm like, "Nah, we're not. It'll be alright." And unless I'm feeling really stupid, we're not. I'd be in air half the match. You just learn what to do to get away from it.
Yep, the dipping, dodging behind buildings, all of that shit.
Mhm. You know, you can create certain amount of distance. You know when it's the what's it called, the unguided laser systems that are just locking
Yeah.
on for other people to be able to shoot you. You learn the
Yep.
differences. So yeah, yeah, it's fun.
It's close to time though. It's close for it to be
Yeah,
back. I'm already pre-ordered. Yeah, I mean, I put my faith in them.
I want to. I just don't have the means to at the moment.
I feel like they can't fuck this up.
Like if I can get some money together, I'm gonna pre-order it. Like for this one, I'm in. I'm all in. It's just a matter of funds, really. Like if I had the money, I'd so fucking do it because it looks too good. And I hate saying that because that feels like I'm jinxing it, but it really does.
Man, I know. That's why I hate saying like they almost can't fuck it up. Like
Because they gonna try to find a way. They gonna put EA.
I feel dog, and that's why I don't want to say that because I feel like with Madden you almost can't fuck it up, but
They
yet
find a
here
way.
we are.
They find a way all the fucking time.
This is true. They find a way to unbalance shit. I mean, to me, that's the only way you can fuck it up, and that's the worst way to fuck it up is to
True.
have unbalanced gameplay
True. True.
and metas. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's gonna be certain weapon types that are just better and superior, but when your whole player base is using one specific weapon or two specific weapons,
Yeah, it's kind of
it's
fucked
an
up.
issue that needs to be addressed, and that's something that developers should be paying attention to. Why is the usage rate of X so high in comparison to everything else? But that's just me. Maybe I'm hating. Maybe maybe I'm trash.
I don't like it a lot of times when metas are forced, especially by publisher, right? Um, it happens in like League of Legends a lot, right? And it does annoy me from time to
Yeah.
time. But at the same time, like eh, it is different, right?
I mean, and don't get me wrong, natural selection is gonna happen,
Yeah.
but at
That's
some point,
yeah. That's why in like League, I don't get as mad much because like in COD, right? Like you were running the import or the Graw. That's it. That's what you're running.
yeah,
That's not fun. It's just not. I have to run two guns or I'm pretty trash, right? Like
yeah. But then they balanced that shit out. It was really once they got past the Graw, the M4 was the only thing that could really combat the Graw.
mhm.
But the Graw was still fucking king, and it remained king for quite a while because that ADS was fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But once they fixed that, then it just went on like a fucking. They actually had the game balanced for a little bit, and then they released the new game, put all the new shit in, and it just has been downhill for me at least.
It's been doo doo
For
bird since.
COD, bruh. Like it became a couple of things like cheating became an issue. Um, and meta weapons became an issue. Just I don't know. That shit just became unfun. Like when you
Yeah.
pigeonholed into playing one gun one way for goddamn 3 weeks, 4 weeks, shit ain't fun, bruh.
Nope.
Well, yeah, it's because they're selling them in weapon packs, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, oftentimes, that's what I was talking about earlier with creating a problem and selling a solution. You know what I mean? The solution is, oh, here's this new gun to combat the old one. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's stupid.
I don't mind content. I hate play to win content though, or
Mm-hmm.
pay to win content.
Definitely some of the worst. Yeah.
And that's why I like a game like Rocket League because the content that you get, I've never seen anybody really get an unfair advantage from any of the content.
No,
There's
it's
not one
it's
car,
cosmetic.
especially once they standardize all the cars.
Yeah.
Then it really just was like, well, shit. Figure out what hitbox you like, and then do your thing with the customization.
Yeah.
And I feel
Well,
like if they would lower their fucking prices, I'd be more inclined to buy shit. But at their prices, bruh, I'd be goddamn.
mhm. Well, I don't even think the standardizing of the hitbox was like necessary, right? Like 'cause at the time, the main cars were the Batmobile and Octane, and if you chose the Batmobile, you were giving up a certain amount of
But could you imagine
versatility.
for all the cars that they added, how the hitbox would be different for everything? So
True.
then you could have actual instances where shit was higher power or better this or better that.
Well, I
So
mean, yeah, to a degree, but at the same time, like I said, you were one of the users of the Batmobile for a minute. Like that thing's flicks are still
oh yeah,
unmatched.
legendary. It's longer. It's a plank vehicle,
Nobody
so you
uses it.
give up. But I mean, because you give up so much height,
Yeah,
and the way the game is played now, it's not really a flicking game.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't, I out of all the cars they've released, I don't see anything that would have been like more standardized, right? Like maybe the truck could have had a moment or something like that, like a weird hitbox like that. But everything else was like pretty normal.
I mean, but this is the thing: if they don't standardize hitboxes, they have the potential to build in anything that they want. So there could be discrepancies. There could be issues. You make a car a little bit longer than some of the others, and it becomes the meta.
I mean, you already somewhat have that issue. Like with the standardized hitboxes, that's why you like you what's the Lamborghini that you got or whatever that's like fucked up.
Oh yeah, no, I know that's why it's fucked up
Yeah.
because of the standardizing of the hitbox.
Like while fixing something, you make something not good.
Yeah, but at the same time, at some point, I could learn that hitbox, or I could just say fuck that car.
But like I said, again, I don't see a point where it's like it was necessary, right? Like
I think competitively, it became necessary.
I still don't because like at the time it was still Octane and Batmobile and that was it. And like I said, at the time of that before the standardization, there was maybe like 4 people that were running Batmobiles. Like it became a Octane way of life just because it was the most how would you say balanced car. Like
Yeah.
it could do everything okay enough. Nothing
Well,
elitist, but okay, they're okay enough.
it's also the car that everybody just naturally loved.
Because
So it
the
I mean,
the
go
Dominus
ahead.
had a mild rise in popularity, but it died off pretty
Yep.
quick. I mean, even the Finnick. I mean, it's a octane hitbox, but people just stopped using it as much.
But and and it's kind of whatever the pros use is what people tend to use.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's how you got motherfucking. Damn man, we about to go into a deep hole of motherfucking Rocket League, but that's how you got the Octane Wolfpack. What was it, Wolfpack or something like that? Decal to blow up
Or
because the
the
fucking pros used it.
well, yeah, and that and just content creators because that what was that decal that was on the fucking the Dominus the skull one? People were running that because they wanted
Yeah,
to be like those freestylers that do that shit.
exactly.
Yeah, there was like I said, there was examples of it, but it is what it is. Like I said, for that, like I enjoyed when they had more hitboxes because like yeah, like when I was wanting to run like the Merc or something, it was trash at a lot of things, but it's just funny because sometimes you could get a stupid hit for no good reason.
Which didn't
Or
they give the Merc its own hitbox now?
I think they finally did turn it back into a new one, if I'm not mistaken. But stuff like that, it's like it's just a really tall billboard that's really hard to do fucking anything with because it's just weird.
Yeah.
And you can't
Yep.
see the ball half of the like it's that one is detrimental to your gameplay. Like
That's a fact.
you're being worse by using this, but sometimes it's just funny. So
It's
fuck you.
fun. It's a fun vehicle to use.
Yeah.
Just like the
I'm in a
what's the
fucking
little
band, bro.
what's the little bubble car?
Oh, the Scarab?
Yeah. It's just one of those things where it's giving me style points because I'm using a goddamn van or a scarab on you.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I wouldn't say what they did was like um revolutionary or anything. You know, like not having pay to win stuff. And they were just at the game kind of prided itself on its your skill is the
Yeah.
really what does it. Because I mean, there were times where they were trying to get us to buy just a bunch of bullshit, and now it's just gotten worse. That's my biggest complaint.
I miss my crate opening days. No kids app.
Mm-hmm. Because nothing in the store feels like $20 to me most days,
That's a fact.
and that is how much it is. Basically, like a standard cost is like $20 for Rocket League items. Well,
For the
the
good
best
shit.
ones, yeah, for the best ones.
If Drew want the good sheet,
You better spend that 20.
it will run you a nice $20.
Yes, sir. That makes me sad. I don't want to pay $20 for one fucking skin.
Right. It fucked the whole trading up too, dog.
Fucked up a lot of shit. I think that's what has me hooked on League of Legends, right? Like they call some of the skins pay to win, but they're just it's people calling, you know, a wolf in sheep's clothing, a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like the standard animation. Yeah, motherfucker, that's why it's called a skin, stupid. They're like, oh, it looks different. It's like, well, just be better, bitch. Like, damn, cry about something.
Yeah, bro, I don't know. Like, cosmetics don't classify as pay to win, in my opinion. They classify as fucking cosmetics. You know,
Yeah.
it's like this just because my animation is different than yours doesn't mean that it does any more, it's any more effective.
True.
You know what I mean? It just
Yeah.
means that I'm better than you at the game because I've been playing it longer. So get fucking better at the game,
Well,
dummy.
it was like they tried to complain about like you've played against the Syndra. They're like, well, her orbs are harder to see. It's like that's a you problem. Like I one of them they were complaining about Lee Sin because like his kick or not his kick his sonic wave punch thing that he does looks different. I'm like, how is that a detriment? This motherfucking thing is like brighter and flashier than the other one. Like, well, I can't tell where your hitboxes. Bitch, do you play against goddamn fucking Nautilus? The hitbox on that thing's so fucking broken. So Nautilus is basically like this huge armored fucking dude, right?
Yeah.
It looks like basically the old school subnautical fucking outfit is what he's wearing. And he's got this huge like anchor that he throws and hooks you with, right? And it's fucking massive, number one. Bro, I've seen people do like clips of where they'll flash out of the way of the hook and be like not where the hitbox is, where it should be, and just on the edge of it, and it'll still hook them. Like it's so fucking broken. It's like get the
don't like.
yeah, it's like get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like you want to talk about like the game has inherent issues as it is. Like you're used to some jank shit, but you're gonna complain about some other shit. Like one of them was Lux's rings look different due to a certain skin, so people don't know when they should dodge. It's like dodge at all times, jackass. Like what are we even discussing here at this point now? Like I don't understand what.
What
And like,
are we doing?
yeah, they're like, well, Lux's Q and her E now look similar, so I don't know when I'm supposed to dodge and when I'm not. It's like, well, so you're just gonna take a free hit and that one that does damage and slows you, so then she can root you? Okay, because you're the type of person that likes to burn your flash on a stupid ability that you should be able to walk the fuck away from 99% of the fucking time. You stupid ingrate. Rant over. But I mean, because a lot of times that's what it is, right? It's a lot of people that are just being really dumb, right?
Yeah.
And they say stuff like that, right? Like I've got to be able to tell what it is at all times because I'm an expert level player. It's like, bro, you're still bronze. The fuck are you even talking about?
That's how that shit go, bruh. It be the lowest level motherfucker that swear they know all the highest level shit.
All the fucking time. It's like you're
Bro,
so
what's sad is when it's like a high level player that's been playing. They're like, I've been playing this game for 4 or 5 years, and it's like, well, then there's no excuse why you should fucking suck. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no reason why I should be better than you at this game at a level 20 with basic fucking understanding of its mechanics. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, if a skin's so fucking broken, right? Everybody and their fucking dog would be buying it. Like, there's a couple that are banned in pro play for certain issues. I can't remember what it is. It's like continuity of game or some bullshit. Blah 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 blah. So people try to like act like they're pay to win skins just because they're banned from pro play. Because if that's the case, like everybody be fucking buying it. Everybody be using it, right? Because some of these skins are fucking hella cheap. Like they're not even the ultimate skins that are that they consider broken half the time. And it's like, what are you even babbling on about? And if that's the case, like how is this like Diamond 2 fucking player better than a pro player because he has to go play against this fucking skin because it's not banned in regular fucking ranked play. Riddle me this, Batman. Again, rant over. How the fuck you gonna pay $2 million to somebody that can't fucking see the goddamn shit, but some kid that doesn't get paid can? What sense does that fucking make? That's just stupidity being allowed to exist. Again, one of the main reasons why I don't think everybody should have an opinion on the internet.
No, everybody should have an opinion. We just shouldn't have to listen to everybody's opinion. That's the difference.
Okay, fair enough. I think the issue.
Well, part of it is that not everybody needs to vocalize their opinion, right? Like some people just need to know when to shut the fuck up.
Well, that goes with one of the things that I've told a lot of people for a long time.
A lot of people to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Usually, but well, like a lot of people understand how I can associate with a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life or whatever, and not get butthurt, offended, or scared, what the fuck ever you want to call it, right? And I'm like, because I'm not here to fucking like, I don't give a fuck about that person 99.99% of the time. Why would I waste my time arguing, even if I'm right? Like, if I have the proof is in the pudding type of right, you know? What does it matter? Like, I probably won't talk to this motherfucker again. The chances aren't very high, right? I don't like people that fucking much. So why am I wasting my time trying to force my opinion on this person or my perspective or whatever the fuck you want to call it? Why? And I think that's the issue that we have is a lot of people think that they're just directly justified to force their opinion on somebody and they have to accept it. And it's like, no.
Yep.
Like I've told people all the time, this is the greatest example I can use. Kobe Bryant. I wasn't a huge fan of him. Like, I didn't care much for him, right? But I can't ever say that he wasn't fucking good. Like, I can respect how fucking good he was. It's like, dude, that motherfucker was good. Like, there's a reason why when I throw something in the trash, I say Kobe. I'm not a fan. I can respect that this motherfucker was that clean, right?
Yeah, motherfucker was super nice. I hated Kobe as the player, but man, Kobe was dope. Like, don't get me wrong, Kobe was a great player.
Yeah.
But I mean, my guy, I was a Shaq and Penny fan, and to me, goddamn Kobe was the mistress that broke them up. Even though he wasn't, the Lakers was. So I hated the Lakers forever too. So
fair enough.
I only support LeBron James on the Lakers now.
This motherfucker.
I don't give a shit about the Lakers losing. If LeBron James is there, then LeBron James is LeBron James and the Lakers.
LeBron James and the Lakers.
You know what I mean?
This motherfucker. I can't.
Goddamn bad fan, man.
I can't watch basketball as much anymore. I just can't. It's turned into soccer. Like, one of my biggest issues with basketball is the same issue. I can't watch a lot of soccer.
Watch USA basketball. Watch the Olympic basketball. They can't flop. The international refs don't allow them to flop.
Bro, I heard about that. That's why they were getting like tooled up in the practices or whatever, right? Because they were looking for fouls that they just weren't going to get.
Yep.
bro.
And it wasn't in practice. It was in actual. It was
Yeah,
in
yeah, actual games.
not actual games, but like the warm up
Yeah,
games,
yeah.
preceding games.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like that made me want to watch the shit because like that's the basketball I'm used to, right? Like a lot of people, you go back and watch like basketball in like the 90s and even the early 2000s, right? Bro, people are catching hands. And now it's like if you sneeze on somebody, it's like it's a foul. It's like, bro, no. But then and like
I don't like the current state of technical fouls in the NBA.
no,
But
that's
I
just
don't really. I don't ever want to see the NBA go back to, because I grew up in the era of Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time. Even though I kind of feel like LeBron got that title now.
I don't know about that, but
I also
he's
grew
one of
up
the
in the
greatest.
era of Vince Carter. To me, there has to be a separation of there's
It's a different
no
game.
true basketball GOAT, and that's exactly why there could never be a true basketball GOAT.
Yeah, it's
The
completely
time
different.
frame that you play in, the rule sets kind of dictate how you can play it.
Yeah,
but I don't ever want to see it go back. The NBA go back that way because that shit kind of ruined Vince Carter, bro.
It did.
Like we lost the dunk machine that Vince Carter was, all because the New York Knicks were fucking him up in the playoffs. These motherfuckers was knocking him out of the air. 2 hands, we ain't even leaving our feet. We just gonna we're gonna put you on your ass, boy.
Yeah.
You think this a game?
I agree with that to that extent. I do. I do think they're a little too quick on calls or too quick to give them free throws on like small fouls. Cut that out a little. Like if he hacks stuff, like if you could hear an audible smack, that's a foul, bro. I get that. But if you go to block a shot and your fucking hand touches his other hand that's not even on the ball, barely. I'm sorry, that's not a foul. Kiss my ass.
I mean, by definition, damn, prison rules apply.
Like I said, if you're hitting like after he's released the ball and barely touching him, like you know what I mean, like because that's where you get into like the James Harden like jumping into people and getting a foul type of shit. That's where stuff like that comes from. It's just because you touched the player, just because you breathed on him a little bit, it's a foul. No, bro.
That shit, I don't care about that shit. They only give James Harden that shit during the regular season. They don't give him that shit really in playoffs. So that should be gone when it's really crunch
yeah.
time.
But again, it's still one of those like
what I don't like is God damn it, I just lost my train of thought. Fuck, I forgot what I don't like.
That's that shit you don't like.
Yep, I hate losing my thought. Son of a bitch. It's not coming back. We can move on.
It's not coming back.
Yeah.
Kind of like this game.
Goddamn senior moment.
No, it for me, like that's one of the like I said, one of the things that's just it's weird. Because I don't like being considered like I'm with you, like there's a lot of the way sports are handled now I don't like, and it really has become a little too patty cake-esque, right? Like I get that players' safety should be at the forefront, but that doesn't mean that you can like just because there's some contact, it's automatically like, you know, GG, well played, you're out of the game type of shit all the time. You know, he's getting a free throw for like a light bump or something. Because it's kind of like the NFL, right? Like certain tight ends are allowed to run over a linebacker, right? And not get called for pass interference. But if you so much as put your hand on this motherfucker, period. Hand on him, period. Not a shove, not a grab. Just put your hand on him. I've seen a flag go up. And I'm like, what? It's not fun to watch, right? Like if the defender can do nothing, if a person is not allowed to play defense, quote unquote play defense, and I'm not saying like choke this motherfucker out all the time, you know what I mean, type of dumb shit, but if the dude can't do what his job is, which is to play defense, then it's not entertaining because you know how this plays out. Whoever has the least likely of offenses to be stupid automatically wins. That's what the league's become, right? Like if you have some quarterback that's renowned for choking and throwing an interception, you know it's a loss because neither team's stopping another team most of the fucking time. So you're just waiting on Dum Dum to throw the pick, and it's like, okay, now they're up by 14, and it's GG, well played.
Yeah.
It's like that's not fun to watch. Like, yeah, I get it. The days of fucking like Steve Atwater, John Lynch, and those people where they just murder people coming over the middle is gone. I get that.
Over me.
I'm not saying it should be allowed. But they need to kind of chill out with fucking throwing the flag anytime somebody gets fucking murdered. Because not all these hits are inherently like bad. Like, right? You see some of the replays, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, and then you see the replay and it's like, okay, and then you watch it in real time again. It's like, yeah, you can actually see where he really wasn't like leading with this helmet. He didn't go helmet to helmet, like, because there's times where you've seen like a cornerback, right, especially like bow up his shoulder but turn sideways and let the dude just run into him, and they get a flag for it. And it's like, wait a fucking minute, like, what's he supposed to do? Because he cannot guard him, because if he accidentally touches him, period, it's a flag, right? Because I've seen that happen. Actually, that happened for us once or twice. Like some dude was, it was like last year. I want to say they were guarding Nelson Aguilar, and it was a crossing route. You know, he's pretty speedy, and the dude's feet got tripped up with his, and they threw a flag on the other dude. And it's like, man, that's a football play. Like, it's not like he tripped him, right? Like,
Right.
he was trying to follow him and not grab him, not touch him, and they threw a flag. And I'm like, you know, I'm happy it happened, but I'm not happy it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I can see
if it was
why.
happening to your favorite team, then you'd be like,
I could be. This is some bullshit. So I can see where, like, I don't like that, right? I think that it's one of those areas where they erred on the side of caution, and they're just like, oh no, and then it's just like, that just, now you're giving people a way to exploit things that I don't like.
Yeah.
That makes it way less entertaining. It's just, it really isn't.
Less of an enjoyable experience. Understandable.
Yeah.
Completely understandable.
Because I mean, I'll be real. Like last year, I barely watched any football because it really did get that bad in some of the games. It seems like some of the officiating crews are a little bit better about that. But that's another thing that sucks, is like, even in basketball, like certain officiating crews will let certain like taps and bumps get away, and then like there's some that'll call you for sneezing at somebody. It's like, how can you expect people to deal with this? Like, that's stupid. Right? That's like going into your job, right? And you getting a new manager every fucking day. And it's like, well, fuck. Dave wants me to do this, but Karen wants me to do this. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Right?
Yeah, you need consistency. It's hard to motherfucking make a good decision when you have inconsistent motherfucking parameters.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. They're like, oh, how could he do such a thing? And it's like, because he's paid to do such a thing. Like, no cap. Like, if I'm a defender, like in the NFL, right? And I'm a safety, and we're just getting fucking torched. You know he's getting his ass chewed out in his meetings and all that other shit. So once or twice he's gonna rip somebody's fucking head off, because it's always worked, and it will always work. If people are afraid to catch the ball over the middle because you might just fucking take their head off, they'll drop one or two, because if they so much as see a blur coming their way, they're shitting their pants a little bit. If you've ever played football and got your shit rocked by a free runner, and that you didn't know where it's coming, like, completely, it'll change your world outlook just a little fucking bit. It hurts. It fucking hurts. Like, you will literally be seeing stars for the rest of the day, night, and probably the next day if you're unlucky. And you can say that's fucked up. You can say it's horrible. I mean, it's effective though. It's like, you know, I'm not endorsing it, but I can tell you, like, I tell people, like, you ever want to know some like crazy shit? Ask a kid a solution to like some relatively complex situation. They'll give you the dumbest answer you've ever heard. But there's a small part that you can look at and be like, you know what? They're not wrong, no. It's like, I wouldn't do that if you gave me $1 million, but they're not wrong. That is kind of the easiest way to do it. It's just, somebody's gonna get hurt. Like that will solve the fucking problem, but somebody's going home without a finger or 12.
This guy.
I'm serious, bro. Like I've heard kids give explanations to certain things, like how to do certain things, and it's the wildest, dumbest shit you've ever heard. But there's a small part of you that sits there and hears it, and you're like, they're wrong, but they're not wrong, right? Like
Bruh.
that is the simplest solution, but it's probably the most dangerous and not good.
Yeah, buddy.
But it'll work.
It's like drawing a straight line from point A to point B and not giving a fuck what comes in between them.
Not giving a motherfuck. It's comical. It's comical. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my little rant for why people suck today, and I'm over it. Yeah. Other than that, did we have any other things we might have seen? Anything we're kind of interested in? I'm trying to think of anything else I've thought of during the week. And it wasn't much.
No, I just want to send Asus a fuck you.
That did kind of put a damper on our week. For those who don't know, like he's literally been without a
Damn.
computer since Tuesday.
Yeah, I want to say it was either
Damn.
Sunday night that I did it or Tuesday or Monday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, my PC's just been down ever since then. I literally just had to pull out my old motherboard and CPU and drop everything that was on that board on this board, and then I had to find my wireless internet card because this one isn't built in like my newer motherboard. So, and funny, it's a Asus board as well. It's just
A nice shitty version.
Well, no, it's an Intel board. So
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know if it has something to do with Ryzen or what the fuck. But somewhere out there, I'm gonna find a fucking answer. I'm about to try a BIOS update, all of that shit on it, cause I liked my new motherboard.
Yeah, I need to get a hold of my homeboy and that one that's building a computer and see what board he got, and if it's the same one, be like, you might want to just see if you can get your money back or
Swap it out.
whatever. Because yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah. Considering it just did it at a random time, bro. It was just like today. I got you, bitch. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, you're not wrong. It really was.
Like, it was probably like hands down one of my busiest weeks at work. I was like, and this shit happens, bro? Come on, son. Come on, son.
That sucks. Yeah.
Stinking bitch.
Yeah, most of the week I've tried to find news. I've tried to keep up with life to see if he was even going to be able to do the show. I figured he would, but just in case, like I know that's got to be annoying and taxing on your time.
Well, yeah, because I had to get my computer up and running. At some point, I got to put the other, because I mean, obviously, I got my 3800 XT on it, and I want my system back. So either
Yeah.
I go buy a new motherboard, or I could try to warranty this one. I think.
Yeah.
But who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and that's the
it's just
thing.
cool.
Yeah, trying to keep up with him, see how his shit's going, and then trying to find news of stuff. Like I said, we didn't get like me and Life didn't play very much this week. I know Android's had a bunch of stuff going on in his world. Staying busy.
Android's dead.
Yeah.
Are you moved in and everything, settled in?
Yeah, for the most part. I've still got some shit that we're like going through and putting away, but like we're all settled in for the most part. It's all good. Yeah.
So, he's getting his feet under him well, and but he hasn't had a chance. I think really
fuck you.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd catch that. I don't think you really had a chance to like just game and do you as much as you've wanted recently, so because I haven't seen you on the
man. It's nice. It's nice to have so much free time, but not when you can't do anything with it.
That's the worst time to have free time is when you can't do shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like one day of not doing shit is cool. A week's worth of not doing shit is not cool, buddy.
Definitely not.
6 to 8 months of not doing shit sucks.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's what the pandemic was, but yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
rough.
saying. Lame.
Dude,
But you know,
dude,
whatever. It is what it is.
It'd be like that sometimes.
yeah, buddy.
But hell yeah. Since we don't have much else, I think we're gonna call it a show on that. Y'all got any?
Good episode.
Yeah, y'all got anything else y'all wanna the pin in real quick while you got a chance? Anything on your mind that you maybe wanna fuck with? Let the people know what's going on.
Man, if you tuning in, follow me on Twitch. I think I'm about to start streaming.
He said that for like a year now.
Yep. AGTXLYFEX. AGTXLYFEX on Twitch.
Yo, I'll make sure to throw your stuff in the description along with mine again. I've been trying to stream more consistently, so if you start streaming pretty heavily, that'll probably give me chances to kind of like calm down. Because I try to every night, and some nights I just don't have the energy or works piss me off, so it's not fun. Not that the whatever, it's just my attitude's not good for streaming. Like I just want to say fuck shit. So sometimes it's not so entertaining. But yeah, check us out on Twitch. I know as the year keeps progressing and we start getting more stuff and everybody gets their shits put back together and working the way they want, we'll probably start playing more and more shit together. A lot of cool stuff on the horizon that look fun. So be on the lookout for all that. We'll keep you updated on any fun news and information that we have. But please do come check out the podcast as much as you can. Listen to it as much as you can. Leave a comment. Holler at us. Let us know what's up. Check us out on Twitch. I'm getting pretty close to certain goals on Twitch, so please come follow, check it out, watch, say hi, whatever. Cuss me out, don't care. As long as you're there, I'm happy. Until next time, boys, we'll catch you later.
We out this bitch.